And that was the end of a very challenging wet day. Challenging is an understatement. It went from hot to cold to wet, and still the rifles didn't back down. All the work done before proved to be very beneficial, because now I can have liver and also I have honey back home. But before all that, let's start back in PE where everything started before I even went hunting, with a few things that I had challenging me.
I need to take my wool back into the agent, and then the agent can sell the wool wherever they can. But it's not a lot of wool, so I'm really not keen on taking it, but I'm gonna take it regardless. And then I have threads that have been damaged on my rifle, the 7x57. I didn't look at the 7x57 properly when I took it from the gun shop, so I'm gonna take it back
to try and get it fixed, because I need to put a suppressor on it. I don't like shooting anything that's not suppressed.
And try and see if they can't rethread, and then that's that I want to put in, because I really don't enjoy shooting a rifle without a muzzle device anymore. So that means it'll be suppressed, definitely not a muzzle brake.
The conversation goes from fixing to a very complicated situation of the thread size.
It's metric. This is UNC. It's an American thread. So the two is not compatible. You can't just put over here. Now this is 12.7. So you can't put a 13x1 on here. You have to go with 12.1, which is too thin.
Now the conversation goes towards being the American thread. It's not as easy as I thought it would be, that I can use any of my suppressors. It's not gonna work.
So at the end of the day, the thread is the American thread. It's not South African, so it's not gonna be easy to get a suppressor for it. But I'm gonna just look online and see if I can. But if not, then I'll just leave it at that.
And that's it. There's no other option. I'd rather go sell the wool, and then when I'm done, but I'm tempted to take out the 223. I'm really tempted with the small adjustment that I've made.
I'm really tempted to take out the 223. I've just gotten a set of scope rings that are lower than the ones, and you might say the ones got loose because of whatever, but why not give it a chance? I'm thinking of giving it a chance. I'm really tempted to give it a chance, and if
push comes to shove, I'll have to use the 223 with the 270. But now, for now, let me just go down to the shooting range, because we've planned that we should just double check everything before we go out tomorrow.
What, 5 o'clock? It's quite windy, so we're gonna try, but you can see what it's gonna do on 100 and 200. After that, it's gonna be too windy, but let's see.
Hey, what I've decided is, I've gotten too excited with the 223 that I've decided, you know what, the 223 can come along, and I'll test it out at the shooting range now. And then secondly, tomorrow I'll let the 270 take the first animal, and then the secondary animal might be the 223. If it fails, then just get back to the 270. Same thing over and over.
As soon as we arrive, we start setting up the targets and just double checking everything in terms of distances and everything. Just after doing that, the first one up is going to be the 223, just to confirm if it's still shooting very bad, or is it the scope, or is it what. But quickly I realized that the 223 needs to be out, and we need to put a brand new scope on the 223. There is a little bit of wind, but now the wind is coming toward us, but still nothing not unbearable.
Up to 500 meters.
Yeah.
With 30 shots. 20 shots. With the IR, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's it. What can you do more? Pump.
There's a few things that are happening. The 223 is not shooting very well, and now the only problem that's hindering the 223 is the scope, because every time you want to adjust for the last adjustment, the scope has ran out of adjustments for the windage. So now it's no use having that scope. I'm gonna remove everything on that 223 and put it away up until I can be able to get 2 first focal plane scopes. But the 270 for now is still working.
You have to understand your scope as well. I don't like the whole time inside the.
So the 270 goes now, and it's a matter of taking it to 100 and just seeing if it's still shooting a couple of inches high at 100, and then knowing that at 200 it's dead on.
top of it.
Yeah, just on top of the stick. So
And that's how the rifle is set up, and it's been working for a long time. But now there's different loads that I need to also develop for it.
No, we're not. Is that 223, man?
270.
Okay.
Let's go 200.
Let's go 200 first on that gong.
Okay. 270.
The 270. If that two shots of yours was right, high like that, on 100, dead center,
Dead center.
dead center on the 200. What do you want? What do you want more?
Out of the 270.
No, it's accurate enough.
Yeah.
That's the heart of a kudu. Does it have tots or not?
No,
On the
It's a single dot in the middle with two lines, like almost a duplex reticle, but not a duplex. And with that confirmation, we go further and we're happy with the results.
the gong, I should say. 200 dead center. That's the two that side.
So we started 200.
Let's go for the two.
So yours is not. Oh, you can't see that on this side. I mean,
200 dead center on the cross.
okay.
Is hy duidelik genoeg? I like that sound. Right, then you go slide to your right.
With this 243 now, it's a very fine-tuned rifle that I love, a rifle that's very accurate. And now it's evident with the first focal plane scope. It doesn't matter the magnification, you just tell, oh, this dot and that dot.
First dot below the cross. Okay, so you can shoot, it's not your gun.
No, is it?
So you can shoot,
It's the gun.
500, last dot in the bottom.
Okay. Last one.
Yeah. It's 300,
Yeah.
it's the first one.
First one on the bottom.
400 is the second one, but there's no 400 now.
Yeah.
It's lying down.
Yeah. So it's
So
500.
then you skip one, you take the last dot,
500.
500 dead center.
Okay.
As accurate as this rifle is, it would convince you to want to buy or consider buying a 243 thinking it's going to be like that out of the box.
I can't get. What I'm thinking of is when I have to get a 243 and just invest in great scopes. First focus planes are great, man.
First focal. Don't go second focal plane, it's too much kids.
Now the thing is, with first focal plane scopes, the price point is very high, but still you can rely on the reticle because you know exactly everything is correct to those distances.
See, what do you want more?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. First focus.
It's reloads. Eh? First focal plane,
Reload.
reload.
Considering that I always want to have everything go well when it comes to hunting, I cannot be able to allow that margin of error where there is a magnification that's going to influence my accuracy.
So if I can do this, and I can still tell you where to shoot on that rectangle. But second focal plane, you can't. If you sight it in on number 6 or 8, you must stay on 8. Because if I do that, you're out.
Definitely with your holds, you just don't know. The zero is still there, but the holds are not.
Also out.
I'd rather save money and buy a.
First focal plane. That's why I can tell you where to shoot. I don't even know where you were here.
Well, yeah. It doesn't help.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And now you go to the field.
You range.
You range. You sit there. You take your rangefinder.
Yeah.
That bush 100. That bush.
I'm really convinced with the fifth focal plane scopes to such an extent that I know I can't allow myself to have that form of margin of error where if the magnification is down and I didn't notice, I just point it and shoot over the animal, shoot under the animal. There's a lot of things going wrong.
5 o'clock from here.
From here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's 2 hours roughly.
Okay.
There. And their Kentucky is open the whole week, the whole night, 24 hours.
Yeah.
So, man, it's better buy something there to eat
Yeah.
and cool drink.
And everything is set up, we're ready to go. Our rifles are shooting accurate, at least now it's a matter of buying new scopes.
So all in all, after this shooting range session, I've seen that the 223, undoubtedly I have to sort out a few things with it. It's not only the rings, it's the scope, because the rifle is shooting. So what I have to do is now invest maybe 8,000 rand into a scope for both rifles. 8,000 to get first focal plane. I'm tired of second focal plane scopes. That's just what it is, and that is what needs to happen. So I need 16,000 rand, but also need a hunting budget and also need fuel and this and that. So I'll just make a plan. I'll make a plan.
Morning quickly comes and we forgo all the warm blankets very early, and it's gonna be an 8-hour hunt definitely.
Morning has come and the sun is almost, it's gonna come out very soon, but in a different part of Eastern Cape where we are hunting, and definitely the 223 is off because it just needs a lot of equipment to be invested in it, but the 270 has denied any and everything. That's it.
There's two things that we now start having to worry about. As we climb in the elevation, we find that there's wind and also there's a chance of rain, heavy rain. So we're just hoping that we're not close to the mountain.
Hopefully we're not close to the mountain.
Because of the rain.
Because normally it rains against the mountain. How we come?
But the weather is nice for now. There's cover.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
As we head out, coming in closer to where we are going, here and there being held up by roadworks, we start finding that the wind is blowing hard. But also, apart from the wind and the altitude, it starts messing with the bakkie. The V8 doesn't cooperate.
We've traveled up and we've arrived, but now the V8 is doing things I don't want to mention, but at least we're here and we'll see. Also, there's a bit of wind, so we might be hunting in the wind, but we'll see.
And I just sense that the fans are taking too much power from the battery. That's why when you stop, it just switches itself off.
Also weird because how can the idling just want to get low by itself like that? You understand? You see what those things like when you need to plug it in now and see what has changed. You understand? Or what has changed in the motor that caused the setting to change. You understand? So yeah, it's very weird.
But eventually it cooperates and we get to the hunt, and it doesn't give us problems after that. It's a little bit of figuring it out, but we'll find it anyway.
How far out of you are you, Port Elizabeth? Because maybe the climate is changing also. Maybe we need to tell Nazim that to travel mainly to that side of the world. Now that the climate is changing, maybe now the air is maybe thicker. Now it doesn't want to idle, because with this management, you need to put an altitude sensor in so that it can adapt to all weathers.
And the hunt starts, but now the guys here are very optimistic. They say there's a lot of springbok, there's a lot of this and that. But unknowingly, for me, it's gonna be the very worst morning ever for me, where I take a shot at a black springbok and kill a young lamb. And we are all positioned in strategic positions where they know the springbok are gonna come. And one thing I'll never do is let my 270 vibrate on the buggy, or even drop the 270. For now, I don't want anything. And even when I arrive, there's a couple of kudu coming down the hill, and it's very promising for me. But they already know the season is closed for them, so they don't do whatever they want. They know they won't be taken.
Just been put on my first stand and I've seen 2 kudu come down. It's female, so I'm gonna let them go, even if it weren't kudu season.
So now what's fun about this is that you sight in your rifle at different ranges and know exactly what's happening. Then when you arrive, you range all across where you think if you see an animal, you'll just take the shot, and now you memorize the distances. So there where the kudu are jumping, it's 100 meters from where I'm at.
So now what I've done for my rifle is at 200 it's dead on, even at 100 it's just a bit high. So I've raised all around, and now I know exactly that in the middle of all the land that I'm gonna shoot. I'm not gonna shoot over, I'm gonna shoot just below. So it's 200, 223, 200 and something. So it's all dead on holes and shoot.
For the longest time, I see a black springbok and even put it on the reticle and see through the scope. And when I'm gonna shoot, I just think these things are very expensive at times. So do I want to take it without knowing if they allow them to be shot also? Because I think we are hunting common springbok only.
I've just seen a black springbok, so now I'm confused if the black springbok are to be taken, because black springbok are known for their price. So take the black springbok, don't take the black springbok, shoot, don't shoot. Then I just decided, you know what, let it go. But it was standing across the 200.
Worst thing just happens. I decide to take the black springbok eventually, but there's a lamb with a female moving across. So they come close at a close distance and the ram is behind them at maybe 150. I take the shot and the worst happens, but it happens.
Or quiz shot or something.
I've yet to quiz.
It happens.
So it eventually gets to a point where I also consider the words given that you should just take it out of your mind, because it happens to everyone. Even some different situations where you think it's a bigger springbok, but when you shoot you find that it's a lamb. But we continue with the stands, and we're still standing on the stands, and now the drive has started, but we've not seen anything yet on this side. But we've seen a lot of animals. I've seen a lot of animals. And on this stand, unluckily for us down here, there's nothing we can see, but there's shots ringing on top. And then when we find out the springbok has been injured, so we go over and we find the springbok. Unfortunately, we couldn't capture on camera also.
Shoot.
The hunt continues, but all the stands are quiet for a long time. 2-3 stands down, there's nothing. But eventually, now remember we said the second focal plane scope, you have to stay on that same magnification. So now what I do is I keep it at 12 at all times. But now imagine you putting a stock on the springbok, because they were downhill from me where I last saw them. So I quickly cry and crawl down to where they are. The springbok stands at 50 meters. Now I'm looking for the springbok at 12 magnification. I can't find the springbok, but I have it on video. Then and then was the worst time of my life. And the springbok didn't give me a chance to lower the magnification and went off.
I tried everything in the book, because I got on top of them and they said if I'm on top of them I'm gonna be able to shoot. But now I've got them on video, I can't get them on the scope. Yeah. Stop. Day has come to a beautiful end, regardless of how I can say it or what I can say. But one thing's for sure, it ended out very properly. We all got a couple of springbok, and some mistakes were made, but at least. And I had the support to say, get this out of your mind and just focus on the hunt. And eventually I did. But was just great. It was just great hunting.